My dearest, there are moments in life when we are forced to confront uncomfortable truths. Moments when our hearts ache with a weight that cannot be ignored, no matter how hard we try to push it away. This is one of those moments for me. One of those moments where the silence between us has become too loud, too deafening, to ignore any longer. And though I have tried to find peace in the quiet, I can no longer pretend that everything is okay when I know deep down it isn't. I want you to understand that what I'm about to share with you comes from a place of deep vulnerability and pain. I have kept these thoughts inside for far too long, letting them fester and grow until they can no longer be hidden. Time has forced my hand, and though I know the words I'm about to speak may not be easy to hear, I believe they are necessary. For my sake, for yours, and for what we have shared. There is no way to sugarcoat this. There is no gentle way to ease into this conversation. But I need you to listen closely, because what comes next rests entirely on your shoulders. The decisions you make now, the choices you choose to either embrace or ignore, will determine the future of everything we have built together. The love, the connection, the moments that once felt so sacred, all of it hangs in the balance. I feel as though my heart is slowly crumbling with each passing day, and I don't know how much longer I can bear the weight of this pain. I have tried so hard to hold on to what we once had, to believe that things would change, that we would find our way back to one another. But with every moment that slips through my fingers, I feel a piece of myself fading away, like grains of sand slipping through my hands, slowly and without mercy. The weight of this pain is unbearable, and I cannot carry it alone any longer. For so long, I have kept quiet, swallowed my feelings, and pretended that everything was fine. But I can't do it anymore. I can't keep pretending that I'm okay with being ignored, with being sidelined in favor of a future that seems to always be just out of reach. And so, with a heavy heart, I need to tell you the truth. The pain I'm feeling right now is not just because of some passing moment or minor inconvenience. This is not a passing phase, and it's not something I can simply move past. It's the result of a slow, steady erosion of everything we once shared. I want you to understand that this is not about blame. This is not about pointing fingers or accusing you of anything. This is about me, about the way I have been feeling, about the hurt that has been building inside me, silently and quietly. I need you to hear me out, to really listen to what I have to say, because this is not something I can keep bottled up anymore. And I beg you, with all the sincerity in my heart, that you give me just a few minutes of your undivided attention to truly understand the depth of what I am saying. I am asking for your understanding, not your judgment. I am begging for you to see me, to hear me, and to understand the place from which this conversation comes. Every word I am about to say is not an accusation. It's an attempt at understanding. It's a plea for clarity, for communication, for the connection we once had to be restored. It's a cry for the love that we shared to be given the chance to grow again, to thrive, to be nurtured in a way that it desperately needs right now. For so long, I have stood by, waiting for you to choose me, to choose us. I have silently endured the uncertainty of your indecision, hoping against hope that one day you would finally see me fully, that you would recognize my worth and the love I have always given so freely. But instead, with each passing day, I've watched as you've kept me at arm's length, giving just enough to keep me hopeful, just enough to keep me invested, but never enough to truly make me feel secure. Every time you said, I need more time, or let's see where life takes us, a part of me died inside. Those words, though they might have seemed harmless at the time, slowly chipped away at my heart. They were like a slow poison, dulling my spirit and leaving me with a sense of emptiness that I could no longer ignore. Each time, I waited for you to make a decision, to show me that I mattered, that our relationship mattered. But instead, I was left with nothing but uncertainty, a sense of limbo that grew heavier with every passing day. I can no longer continue like this. I have watched as seasons changed. Summer turned to fall, and fall gave way to winter. And still, I stood there, waiting, waiting for you to make up your mind, to finally choose me and choose us. Each birthday that passed was another year of silent longing, of hoping that this would finally be the moment when you would say, "Yes, I choose you and I choose this." But every time, I was met with silence. Silence that spoke volumes. Silence that told me I wasn't enough, that I wasn't worth the leap of faith that love requires. Love shouldn't feel like waiting in vain. Love shouldn't feel like being stuck in a place where nothing moves forward, where nothing changes. Love should make you feel secure, cherished, and seen. It should lift you up, not leave you gasping for air, unsure of whether or not you're worth the effort it takes to make it work. And yet, here I am, struggling to breathe beneath the weight of this hesitation. The weight of never being sure if I'm enough for you, of always waiting for you to decide if I'm worth the risk. I've carried this burden for far too long, and I can't carry it any longer. The truth is, it's breaking me. It's breaking my spirit, my heart, my very sense of self. And what's killing me isn't some invisible illness. It's the weight of your indecision. The weight of being constantly unsure, constantly questioning whether I am truly loved, or whether I am simply someone to be kept around until something better comes along. My heart is shattered, and the pieces are slipping away. What's breaking me isn't something physical. It's the quiet erosion of what we had. The slow, painful realization that I am not a priority in your life. That my love is not enough to make you choose me completely. I know that love is not meant to be easy, and I know that relationships take work. But this constant uncertainty, this constant waiting, has become too much. It has worn me down in ways I can't even begin to describe. And now, we find ourselves at a crossroads, standing at the precipice of a decision that will shape the future of everything we have. The silence between us is deafening. The things left unsaid are screaming in my mind, and I can no longer ignore them. I can no longer pretend that everything is fine when I know it isn't. I can't keep breathing life into a maybe that never blooms into a yes. I have given everything to this relationship, my heart, my soul, my time, my love, and yet it feels like I'm always waiting for you to decide if I am worth it. I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for you to make a decision on the spot or to fix everything right away. Simply asking for clarity, for honesty, for you to look at me, really look at me, and see the love I've given, the commitment I've made. I need to know if you're still in this, if you're still willing to fight for what we have, because right now, I'm not sure anymore, and that uncertainty is breaking me. This isn't an ultimatum. This isn't me trying to force your hand. This is a plea for understanding, for clarity, for us to be real with each other. I need you to be honest with me, to be honest with yourself. If there's still a flicker of love, of hope, of possibility in your heart, please show me. Don't let that spark fade into regret. Don't let time steal away this last chance to choose each other before it's too late for me to stay. I am not asking for you to make a decision today or tomorrow, but I am asking for you to decide whether or not you're willing to fight for us. Because if you're not, then I need to know so that I can stop waiting, stop hoping, and start healing. I can't keep carrying this weight. I can't keep holding on to something that might never come to fruition. But I also know that love is worth fighting for. And if you are willing to fight for us, then I will too. Together, We can heal the wounds we've caused. We can rebuild what has been broken, but only if we are both willing to take that leap together. Please, don't let this be the end. Don't let our love slip away without giving it the chance it deserves. With all my love, your name.